Mango Bay, Mango Bay.
Mango Bay.
Mango Bay, Mango Bay, Mango Bay, Mango Bay, your Mango Bay.
For the exclusive content, don't forget to join our Patreon at patreon.com/MangoBay. Mango
Bay.
Get this going.
Mango Bay Podcast, you know what it
the
is.
fuck?
Welcome.
Sorry, don't change the levels. I'm not going to be like that the entire time, so don't.
Too late.
I've ruined
You've been punished.
I've uncalibrated my whole show.
I like Joe just shook his head like you're cut off, buddy.
Bro.
You've been 86.
There have been episodes where I scream at the beginning, and the next episode you can't hear me. And hello?
No, it's good. You're put on punishment now. you've been deplatformed on the podcast.
I know. I've been canceled by the producer.
Welcome to the Mango Bay Podcast.
Hello.
Your one-stop shop for South Asian reckless bullshit.
We are two best boys who are brown comics in New York City. We bring the jokes. We bring the thoughts. Smartest and goofiest podcast in the fucking nation. Ever.
Truly the best. Thank you guys for working with us. Remember to subscribe to the Patreon. We do have a couple extra Patreon people. We're going to have to shout them out next week because we're short on time today. We love you guys. Remember, you get early episodes, bonus content, a whole bunch of other great shit. Just support us, really. Why wouldn't you? You know, who else is doing what we're doing for you? But listen, to each their own. Keep listening. Keep subscribing on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Stay in the DMs. Stay in the comments. Write us a review. We love you guys. Thank you.
Come again.
Let's get into it.
We have Adam Amwal on the pod.
We got a very special guest.
I
Adam
honestly,
Amwal.
I almost wore the Mango Bay shirt, but I was like, am
what
I
the
going to
fuck
look like
did
that?
you do that?
I thought model
well, you know
for
when
it.
people like wear the shirt to the concert, and it's like, that's kind of lame. Like,
It
wear the
would've
shirt
been
when you're
awesome,
not
dude.
at the,
It would have been awesome.
would've been-
Actually, your point is actually correct. That is that is like the actual culturally smart thing to do. Right.
No, I think you should have come with the shirt underneath the shirt.
Oh, and then
every time
revealed
we
it.
ripped it
Every
off.
time
Every time we share a laugh, you take one button off.
That's
as
good.
if we're like seducing him out of it.
I like that.
The thing is, like, Adam, the real why I want you to wear it is because Adam is so hot.
Very
that
hot
I'm like,
guy.
this is the guy I want modeling our merch.
Very hot guy.
You know?
I feel like that you got some juice after I wore that shirt.
I
Dude,
agree.
Dude, Adam-
I think you got some juice after you wore that shit in that
I
shirt.
showed some juice.
Okay.
I had some juice.
You got some
after.
squirt. All right.
That's fair.
Today we start off with the Jungly story of the week. Something crazy that happened. Some wild story or funny.
not even that. I got
something
one this
funny
week.
thing. It's peacetime.
It's not even that crazy. This is a fight. This is my girlfriend who we don't really get into many fights.
Right.
At all.
She's a great person.
She's a
I like her
wonderful
a lot.
person. I love her. You know, we're always out here talking about getting beat.
Right.
Getting
and
beat
we get
by
beat.
our parents. And we get beat. You know, getting beat by our moms,
Yeah.
getting beat by our parents. It's part of what we do, okay? It's part of what we do. It's
Like as children or still now?
Like as
No, no,
children.
and
now. I
who
wouldn't,
knows
you know,
now,
who
bro? Don't
knows
get too
now.
comfortable.
Yeah.
But even as I was getting beat back in the day, I was like, "This is my culture.
Yeah,
this is good."
exactly. I was like,
I can't wait.
He's singing the Bengali national anthem.
Amar Shona.
Jana Gana Mana.
Yeah.
But so I'm talking to my girl. She's of course a child of immigrants as well.
Right.
And she was like, "Oh, you got beat by your parents?" I was like, "Yeah, you know, I got beat." And I was telling her, I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, with what?" And I was giving her a thing. I was like, "Oh, well, my mom used to like coat hangers a lot." And my girl was like, "That's weak sauce." I was like, "What the fuck?" She was like, "Did she at least use the hook end?" I was like, "What?"
That's a crazy
She was like, "That's weak," and I got offended. I was like, "How dare you impugn
On
my mother's abuse?
Yeah.
How dare you shit on my mom's style of abuse?"
My mom, it was very good form.
And then I had to go through it with her. I was like, she was mostly into hands.
Yeah.
Okay. She broke a wooden spoon on me once. One time, butter knife. She ran over my brother's foot one time. Okay. And that doesn't count just the emotional abuse.
Like in a car?
Yeah.
On purpose?
Not. It's questionable whether it was on purpose.
This is the correct response.
Yeah. This is the correct response.
I do want to ask what kind of hanger it was, because there's a difference between like
Wire.
a wire. Okay,
Wire.
I thought you like a thick wood.
The wood one?
Listen,
like
but it was
strike your
any
knuckles.
hanger she could.
The wood one is blunt
Yeah.
force, won't hurt as much.
Yeah.
The wire is the one that has the
That's like a whip.
high pressure.
Yeah,
Right.
and there's you get
You
good
don't
drag,
know.
minimal
You don't
drag, minimal drag. It's like a whip.
Minimal
You're right.
drag. Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, we had coat hanger. That's weak. So I was so offended. I had to then go through it. I was like,
Yeah.
no, she used to beat me with a spoon, beat me with hands.
Yeah,
I was
good,
like, and that
good.
doesn't count the
Show it to her.
psychological abuse, the emotional abuse. I had to go through it with her.
I'd be behind you like sidekick style. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It hurt.
Cricket bat. Cricket
Oh, yeah.
bat.
Ouch.
Dough roller. Okay. And then just words.
Yeah.
Okay. The words be a lot too.
The words after it's a final bookend.
Yeah.
To
Right.
the coat hanger. A coat hanger works in tandem with the words.
You know, the thing is like, my mom didn't always beat with a coat hanger. It was mostly hands.
Sure.
But then she saw this movie. It was an American movie called Mommy Dearest. It was about this actress, Joan Crawford. Now, she was like a psychotic alcoholic abuser of her kids.
Mm-hmm.
And in the movie, Joan Crawford uses coat hangers. And that's how my mom got the idea to use coat hangers.
So she didn't see it as a cautionary tale. She's like, this is a great
she was
example
like-
of how
she
to
was
be
like,
a mom.
It's an inspirational tale.
Dude, she watches Avengers. One day you see her with an infinity
glove,
glove.
yeah.
All of the rupees are here. Come here, bitch.
No, for my mom, I was like, no, this is what the point where my mom really assimilated to America, and I was like, that she's a patriotic American now. I was like, that's wonderful.
Right.
But it's mostly hands.
Yeah.
Imagine if when Thanos did that, India was the only thing that disappeared. That is like half of the world, I feel like.
Yeah, the level of Indian pain would have been insane. East Asians and Indians, broken.
So I was offended. How would you have responded to that?
What was her retort? What did she get beat with?
Well, then she just started laughing. I was like, what'd you get beat? She
That would've-
didn't really get beat.
That's what I'm saying.
She didn't really get
okay,
beat.
so that
Is your girlfriend white?
No, East Asian.
Okay.
So she did have a, funky childhood.
Right.
You know? But she didn't really get beat.
So what is the?
I was like, exactly. I was like, what did you fucking...
What did you? And she's like, what?
Nothing.
Kumon classes?
We didn't even get to that point
Yeah.
because we actually did just start laughing about it because I was sitting there just like, how dare you slight my mother's abuses. I was like, my mom is a fine abuser. I'll have you know.
I just love the idea that you have to use the term weak sauce in therapy.
Yeah, exactly.
Weak
Exactly.
sauce in therapy.
And then she said my mom was a weak sauce abuser.
So when she said weak sauce, how'd you feel? Huh?
Then I came poorly, and that was weak sauce too. It was a light cum.
But did she stick a hanger up your ass?
She
or what?
stuck that.
Yeah.
She pegged me with a hanger.
Yeah.
Then it was
The
back to
therapist.
normal. Then it was back to normal. You both.
Yeah, it was very
It's
intense
special therapy.
Yes, yes, indeed, practical. Dude, that is. I'm hearing the story and I'm feeling for you. Like,
Yeah.
it's legitimate. Like, I'm gonna do this.
I know that was more
You know?
traumatic than any beating I got.
Oh my god!
How
You're
dare
calling
you?
your mom, she said that.
I
You
was,
did it.
I was like, Mom, next time I'm home, can you beat me?
Yeah,
Can you
please.
beat me old style? And then I'm going to get it on camera. And I'll tag my mom and be like, immigrant so authentic. Indian so authentic out here.
Slow mo.
Yeah.
Dude.
But listen, wooden spoons, my mom definitely broke a wooden spoon
Yeah,
on me once.
yeah.
They weren't the strongest wooden spoons.
Well, I will say East Asians do also get gnarly. Like, she might have heard some stories. East Asians can get corporal with their
They
shit.
can. I think it's very psychological with them.
For sure.
But
But I know some friends who have gotten fucking reamed.
yeah, I mean, listen, you do bad in violin practice, and your mom gets into horse stance. You're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, things about to get
She
fucking
hits Kung
wild.
Fu now?
Yeah, exactly,
Exactly, dude.
exactly. She starts doing some Wing Chun, like.
Your fucking old grandpa has like a fish. Just out. The
love
fish club.
The fish club is like your favorite,
Dude,
your favorite fetish lately.
That's my create a custom
Yeah,
character.
yeah, I
if I
love
was
it.
doing Mortal Kombat.
Fish club.
Fish club.
The Bengalis' weapon of choice. We talked about that when we talked about if you had lived during the Civil War or during the genocide of 1971.
What would I have used a fish
You
club?
would have used a fish club, just smacking
whack these
Pakistanis.
Pakistanis out on the fucking trail,
Truly.
baby. I feel for you, Felice. I want to hear your beatings. I want to hear what you got.
Yeah,
beat with
I gotta
to
get
be
back
so,
at her.
To be so ha ha.
The thing
yee.
is with her, I don't like to trigger her. She's soft. She's a very sensitive
course,
person.
no.
But she wasn't sensitive about me.
She's weak
Go.
sauce. is what
She
you're
said
saying.
she's weak sauce. Yeah.
Adam does have a very good therapist voice.
He does
Yeah, yeah.
actually. And
So
he was like,
weak
so
sauce,
she's actually the weak sauce.
So when you
one.
started beating her, how did that feel? Because of course you did, right? Wait, you didn't? You never roast a girl back. Of course,
I never
everyone
would do
knows-
that.
everyone-
No, they can't handle that. They can never
Man
handle that.
101. That took me the years to learn. That should be years to learn.
You can't roast now.
years. Remember the last thing I ever learned is that when a girl roasts you,
Just gotta take it.
take it, enjoy it. Ha ha, funniest things ever happened. Hello, ha ha. And then if you even go like, man, I know you ain't talking about.
I know.
And then before you even say
You
that.
do the
Well-
Chris Rock. I could.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Before the smack comes.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's the thing. She and I do roast each other.
Right.
We have fun. There's a lot of ribbing back and
Right.
forth, but there's a certain level of roast you can't go to.
Yeah, my girl hates roasting, and it hurts my heart because I love roasting, and it's a lot of times me roasting and going like dying on the side.
I know.
And then she has the "Are you done?" face, and I'm like, well, this is not gonna last.
Let's hope she doesn't support your dreams to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm a needy bitch. Let me call you a bitch.
Oh, God.
What is this? It's not a relationship. Love everybody involved.
love to all.
Love.
Okay.
This is like person.
Abuse is bad. Adam, did you get beat? Because you both your parents stayed together.
Yeah.
Okay. And so your dads don't normally Indian dads don't do the beatings.
No, he
Unless they're
wasn't. I
fucked
mean,
up.
maybe like a. Well, the threat was always one tight slap. Is that
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
That's their favorite
Yeah.
phrase.
Danger. Yeah, one tight slap right in the balls.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
Some Hindi in the pun?
Yeah, a little bit.
Go for it.
I can't do it.
Oh,
Do it,
Adam!
Here's how I hear
If
it.
not here, where?
Here's how I hear it in my brain, but I'm probably saying something that doesn't
What's
sound
up,
anything.
what's up?
That's the beginning of it.
Ek tappar.
Well, I mean, you're Gujarati. Your dad's Gujarati, right?
Right.
They probably have a different.
Yeah.
Word.
But I don't know if it's
He
Gujarati
might
or
use a
Hindi
dandiya
or
or
what
something to
they're.
beat
Yeah.
you. You know, he might go garba on your
You're
ass.
saying it to him like he would know. I'm here.
know.
I'm right here.
It's passing through you. So I'm definitely getting a reaction.
You're doing Ross on that ass. You're getting Ross on that ass.
You're putting some sugar in that Gertie.
Ross is the garba.
Okay,
Have those
okay,
little sticks.
okay.
Ding it again.
God, yeah.
I cannot believe we're telling Adam Indian shit.
You know, I for the purposes of this podcast, I think Adam. We're gonna go with
Adam.
Adam today. That is actually my real name, but I'm saying that because
Really?
you've accused me of being too Indian. Around you.
I've accused you of being too white.
Adam. Well, is
or
your dad
trying to be
Muslim?
too Indian to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so Adam. Okay, so it's
Because my
like
sister's
still
name is
Adam.
Shaheen, and then I think they were like, we gotta.
Oh, I didn't know you were a Muslim
Yeah.
Indian family.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gujarati
My
Muslim.
dad's not like remotely religious, but
Okay.
he was raised Muslim.
Gujarati Muslims are very Muslim.
Very Muslim.
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
were
yeah.
teetotalers, right? The prohibition was heavy.
Yeah. I had
Yeah.
to do a
Part of the
Gujarati
culture.
Muslim wedding
Not my
once.
dad.
The worst.
Not your dad?
Not
Oh,
much.
good.
Yeah.
Your every day is Ramadan for a Guju Muslim, bro.
Yeah.
Those guys are fucking in the
True.
bitch, dude. You want to go Brown of the Week real quick before we jump in? Or you want
Let's
to jump
get into our Brown of the
Okay.
Week.
We jump into this. I'll put some pin on this.
Yeah.
Get some good stuff happening.
Let's talk about it. We're going to talk very quickly about, we have to, Imran Khan.
AKA Satan, apparently?
AKA,
Or I don't know.
he's a former Prime Minister of Pakistan.
What I knew about him
Yeah.
was my mom thought he was fuckable.
Yeah, he's
well
like
into her
very
50s.
hot. Every South Asian mom is like, "Ooh, Imran,
Imran.
he's the good Pakistani."
Imran daddy.
They all love Imran Khan.
Zindabad Zaddy.
Even to this age of 67 or
Bro, he
whatever,
looks
he's still
good.
pretty hot.
He got abs. He got like
He's
hot
still-
abs,
He's
bro.
got fucking abs on his chin.
Oh,
You know what I'm
dude,
saying?
hell
He's a
yeah,
very,
bro.
very good looking man.
Very good looking guy.
And he was a cricketer, and he was like a debonair British
Yeah.
kind of vibe to him. To everybody loved him, except 174 Pakistani parliamentarians.
They bounced,
apparently.
right? He dissolved the parliament, and then
He tried to because he saw the writing on the wall that he was
Okay.
going to get the boot. So he dissolved Parliament right before they could do a no confidence vote.
he did the kid throwing the controller at
yeah,
the wall.
exactly. It's like, it's my Nintendo. And he threw the controller at the screen. He just knocked all the pieces off. He was like, that'll take a while. And then like 2 days later, they just reconvened and they were like, bye.
Hey, you're out of the guild.
Yeah.
That's
my
hilarious.
favorite thing about it, though, is that people say, whatever, it was a soft American coup, this or that. I mean,
Sure.
they have like 60% inflation or some insane amount of inflation
Okay,
in Pakistan.
okay.
It's not a good situation there at all. So they say it was like a soft coup, but I mean, who cares? The army controls everything in Pakistan
Right, of
anyway,
course, of
right?
course, still.
But my favorite thing about it was in all the news coverage that I would watch from South Asia, because he was a cricket player, all the metaphors they were doing were cricket metaphors. So when he dissolved the parliament, he's like, Imran Khan trying to buy himself some more overs, for possibly more innings.
But it's over.
Yeah,
Is
but
it
it's
not?
over. You know?
Bowled out. Fast like.
Parliament aiming for a wicket, aiming for multiple runs on Imran Khan, but can he survive more innings? We'll see.
The parliament scored a 6 on his ass. Oh, that's insane, dude. Imran Khan.
It was hilarious. And then meanwhile, I'm watching, and there's
That's
like
hilarious.
people are dying in the streets there of starvation and just like Al Qaeda, terrorism,
no matter-
everything. But they're like cricket metaphors. Let's get into it.
No matter what happens, all these headline news people are all like little pun nerds. No matter what is the situation, they love a good pun, dude.
I know.
I don't know. I don't know what. He must have not been good. You know, fucking 174 people don't just band together to say fuck you to one
I mean,
guy.
look, they say they say it was a soft coup by the Americans,
Sure.
who didn't like the fact that he had been taking the foreign policy astray, making connections with Iran,
Oh,
already too
okay.
tight with China,
Sure.
then going and visiting Russia right after the like the day of the
Oh,
invasion.
that was the last straw, maybe you think?
You know, because the Pakistani government has always just been owned by the United States and China,
Sure.
right? So it's like if you're going and making moves like that,
Right.
getting way out of pocket, that was the belief. They said they sent like a minorly threatening letter, and then some other like corrupt. It was the last prime minister's brother is now the prime minister. It's not
Yeah.
a good situation there in general.
Bro, have you been to a Pakistani party? The shit's going crazy. They're all crazy.
It's fun.
It's
Pakistani
awesome.
people are. I've never met a Pakistani I didn't like. In
I love
person,
Pakistanis.
You know.
Nah, but it doesn't seem like when I go to their parties, I don't think, oh, this is a stable government.
Yeah.
They got a stable government. These people. These are wild people. I love Pakistanis. My heart is Pakistani. Sorry, what?
Don't let your mom hear that.
Pakistani.
Don't let Nargis hear that shit.
C4 everywhere.
Jesus Christ.
It's just an unstable region, bro. And Bangladesh is no different.
Bangladesh is very different. Bangladesh is a very on the up country right now.
It is up in the country, but it's like there's a lot of Islamic dissension going on, and a lot of the fucking far right groups that are coming through still.
Right.
Just fucking chill out, man. Imran, all right, you had your run. You're hot. You're hot.
You had your inning.
You got him.
You had some overs. Had some overs in your inning. Thing is, like, I don't know enough about cricket to even follow all the meta because it's such a fucking complicated game. Have you ever played cricket? Do you know anything about it?
I have played cricket and I still don't understand it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
where did
no
you play
longer
cricket?
the captain.
It's been explained to me like 100 times and I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's inexplicable.
The whole holding onto the bat thing, I kept dropping it.
Okay.
And then it's like, oh,
I
he's
remember playing
running.
in
Oh, and then
India
he's
and I
running back
couldn't-
and forth.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
that's weird.
It's curry baseball is what it is. That's all it is, dude. That's all it is. Oh, good luck,
Curry
Imran
baseball.
Khan, in your next match.
Good luck in your next match, at the next test series
Next
for Imran
test series
Khan.
for Imran Khan.
Hopefully he'll survive more innings and overs. I was like, this is too confusing
hilarious.
already.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
It's like,
so
just
funny.
get into the politics. It's way less complicated than cricket. You'd be better off using political metaphors to describe cricket.
Okay, sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, this shit is...
They actually have those. They call them right wingers and left wingers.
I guess, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'm at my edge right now.
Yeah, I know, I was gonna say.
We're both like on a...
Because I look at the map, I'm like, I look at a cricket field, I'm like, am I looking at a map of the stars? Like, what the fuck is going on right now? Is this the solar system?
It's a bunch of people like taking a nap.
Yeah.
You know? There's a reason why India wasn't as far ahead for a long time, because cricket matches last 3 days.
They do.
So
sometimes, some of them 7
People like
days.
just break their fingers every single game because
They no gloves.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
understand that.
It's like, what can you say about a sport where people wear like khaki pants and collared shirts, but then no gloves
It's
when
an
you're getting
insane
hit by
thing.
a
Right.
concrete ball or
It's like
whatever?
we're gonna dress like ourselves.
Yeah.
On when we hang out, it's like a bunch of uncles, dude. Once you wear a cricket outfit, you look like 45 immediately. You look like an old uncle, dude. It's like insane. It's well, you know, like Indian uncles wear sweaters sometimes in the heat. They're doing the same thing. Like the cricket, they have like
What
sweaters.
is the
on.
rationale for like the Brits when they're like, it's like, no, I would never wear short pants. I don't want to look like a buffoon. Instead, I'm going to wear a cardigan sweater tied around a polo shirt, khakis, and what, fucking penny loafers or whatever
You know
it is?
those tweets that are like two things and then it's like the handshake
Yeah.
emoji. It's
Yeah.
like cricket, comedy, no shorts.
Yeah, no shorts.
That is so true.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I guess.
I was doing comedy in shorts in like the outdoor shows, but I feel like that was the one exception to the
Yeah,
rule.
same.
I can't do
Right,
it
right.
at like a comedy club. I feel like
No.
I
Sure. When you're behind a tree, I mean, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, how
Exactly.
serious are you going to take
yeah,
yourself?
you're behind the Whomping Willow from Harry
Right.
Potter.
I used to wear those short aqua shorts.
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
to my shows.
And when he wears the aqua shorts, his balls become like a black hole where they're just sucking in the whole.
That's true.
the whole just
my
the
balls be
fabric.
out there. It's part of the outfit, really.
I love it.
It's true.
Good luck, Imran.
Good luck.
Good
Imran
luck.
Khan, in your next endeavor, which is, I don't know, a counter coup. Who
Maybe
knows?
baseball, maybe.
Yeah.
$1 million arm.
$1 million arm. He's a prospector, but for different governments. Okay, go for it. John Lackham, because he's anyway. All right, we're done. We're done. We have the hilarious comedian Adam Mamawala on the pod. Known this guy for years.
I've
been a
known
long
him
time.
for 3 years.
Many years. I've known
Yeah.
Adam Mamawala.
4 years.
Very funny guy. Clean cut dude. Here's a quick story about Adam that I love.
Okay.
Is I went to Rhode Island Comedy Festival with him. Rhode Island, right? And this whole ride
I
we're
fucking
going.
drove you. I forget. Yeah.
It was a great time, Adam. I'm
Yeah.
not hating on that part.
Yeah.
It's a great festival.
A great festival. Awesome time. We're hanging out. Me, Adam, and Drake. David Drake. We're going. Good times. We're just having a good time. Adam, clean cut guy. Just a nice guy, right? You look at him like my mom would like this guy, right? Then we're at night and there's a Chicago Cubs game on. And I hear Adam just go, cunt, bitch, fuck, cunt. I'm like, Adam,
That checks out. Yeah.
what is going on?
Yeah.
Bro, he's a rabid baseball fan.
Big time. Yeah.
And it came out, bro. Mama wasn't there anymore, and
Mama was
Mama was
gone,
gone. It was just Walla,
I'm
baby.
the most mild mannered person until professional
Bro, I heard
sports
the
are
word
involved.
cunt,
Are you?
bitch.
You're a huge sports fan. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember seeing you like jaw dropped, Like, what the fuck is this?
I'll like submit a set for Dry Bar and then watch the Cubs and be like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Jesus, this country's going to hell in a handbasket. Jesus Christ. You do all these like old white metaphors.
Come on, Satan's asshole. What's wrong with the Cubs this year?
And that's just in the commercials. You know what I'm saying? Dude, it was a wild thing, but it made me like you so much more because I was like, well, Adam, if you're a genuinely funny guy, obviously there's a little crazy in you. And
of course.
I love seeing that in comics, that like if that you don't, that side of people.
Yeah.
You came from Chicago. You're fucking,
You're a Chicago guy, right? Illinois?
That's not where I came up doing stand-up, but that's where I was like born and grew up when I was a kid. So start out Chicago area and then moved to New Jersey when I was 10.
You're half Gujarati. Your dad's Gujarati, but you weren't really
Dad's
raised.
from Pune.
Pune.
Oh, from Pune.
He's
Okay.
too good.
Nice.
Hey man, when you do the head motion,
Is
it's
that
kind
offensive?
of racist. Yeah. for
Only
some reason.
half, though.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it. You did a
do
pretty
one
good job.
cock, one cock.
Dude, you did it pretty good. Do it.
I
Do
would
it
give it to-
again.
I'll give it to him.
Yeah, do it. He was good.
Oh, with the
Yes, yes.
eyes down.
yeah,
Yes,
the
yes.
cred
Yeah.
just went up by several points. Yeah.
He's so proud. He's so happy.
Yeah, as he should
I just want to be accepted.
Yeah.
I'm accepted by no one. The whites won't have me. The
I
Indians
can
won't
do
have
this
me.
all night, man.
The Bangladeshis don't even look at me. I mean,
Do you really feel like that? The whites or the browns don't
no,
have
not
you?
necessarily, but I do think there's something to be said for like when you're biracial, you like fit in everywhere and nowhere simultaneously.
Right.
Like I'm rarely in a room of like everyone who, unless I'm just hanging out with like Gracie Cannon and like other half brown
You
people.
just hold her slightly like a. It's okay. It's okay. We'll be all right. And you're not a guy who really was affected by race growing up that much, so it's not doesn't come out in your life.
Yeah.
I've noticed that that's a very unique thing. Not very unique, but it's a thing that is unique to us and some people that like we lived in the motherfucking culture, and not everyone had that.
Yeah,
in their
that's
lives.
true.
We can't just be like, "Whoa, bitch, you can't," because it's like my mom. I didn't want to do this. My mom forced it down my throat. So
Yeah.
Well, what was the extent? Your dad was not very Indian in the house then much.
He was very Indian, but not. I mean,
he was.
I'm
what
trying
is
to
being Indian in the
unpack what
house?
that means. What does that mean? What's that
So
question?
tell me, what was it? How was he Indian? He didn't take you to the temple,
This
to
right here.
mosque.
No, so my dad, he
Food.
grew up Muslim, but he's not religious at all.
Right.
My mom grew up Lutheran in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
and she like grew up religious, but wasn't super religious. So it was
Right.
very much like a, I don't want to say agnostic household, but it was like, we're going to teach you how to be a good person, but there's not that much church or God
Right.
involved.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like we were more connected with the Indian community in Illinois than we were when we first moved to New Jersey. Because obviously New Jersey has like hella Indians, but
Right.
in Illinois, it was all around music. Like my dad's a huge music guy, so we'd go to these like Indian music parties. There'd
Oh,
be like
fuck yeah.
the ubiquitous pile of like a million shoes at the door,
Yeah.
and just like
Yeah.
This is where you got all your
Yeah.
Indian touchdowns.
yeah. So my dad's like obsessed with like Kishore Kumar and just always like
Hell
blasting
yeah,
Indian
dude. My
music.
dad too. My
yeah,
dad
I mean
too,
he's
yeah.
amazing. So I would
fuck
say
yeah.
like culturally, I grew up with a lot of like Indian culture, but there wasn't any language spoken in the house because
Right.
my mom doesn't speak anything.
Right.
So like my dad speaks like Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, Urdu, can read Arabic, and speaks English and French. And
Oh
I'm
wow!
Like, I
Why
minored
is-
in Italian.
Whoa, how is he so multilingual?
I guess it was just I mean, obviously he grew up speaking Gujarati, but
Right.
everyone speaks Hindi.
Sure.
And then being Muslim, he I think just
Learned Arabic and
Urdu.
Urdu is
Yeah.
Urdu is Hindi. Spoken Urdu is Hindi.
Right.
Written Urdu is Arabic looking.
Yeah.
And
And then my uncle, so my dad's brother-in-law, is Marathi. So
so yeah,
Okay.
don't your dad dupe you by saying you can speak Hindi and Urdu? It's the same thing.
And
Okay?
it's truly, yeah.
I mean, it's still more
And you're like,
impressive than anything I.
Wowzers! Gotcha. Gotcha
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
But what about like the food and all that? No food.
Actually, no, a lot of food, and the amazing thing is that it was my mom cooking it.
Oh,
fuck yeah.
okay.
Fuck yeah.
She's an unbelievable cook in general, but like she cooks the shit out of Indian
Hell
food.
yeah.
Like
And you grew up with it. You grew up with Indian food.
I did, yeah,
Oh,
but that
fuck
was
yeah.
like how she endeared herself to the family was by getting like amazingly good at cooking Indian food. Like my dad would bring these crazy like scribbled recipes from his mom and be
Crazy
like,
scribbled.
"Good luck."
From Bellevue. Figure this out.
All right, R.I.P.
It's a little big, small letter. It's like a
Dadi.
ransom note.
I don't want to besmirch the good name of Dadi. She was a lovely woman.
Here's a recipe also. John Benet Ramsey is in my room. Insane.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about this. Is all new facts, by the way.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't come at you so hard about your lack of Indianness if I'd known these things.
Yeah, before the episode, you're like, Adam, I feel like you're trying to brown it up lately.
Because every time I hang out with Adam, he's always like, ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, Adam. I'm like, those are the lyrics, Adam, but not now.
I'm just singing gibberish that sounds like what I think.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It is
pretty
the lyrics.
good. It's passable. You could make it at any Punjabi party. You could probably get away with it.
Yeah. It sounds like you're getting punched a little bit. But you know, I didn't know that your dad went to fucking music concerts. I didn't know this stuff. So I'll
Very
rescind,
musical
I'll
family.
rescind.
It's great.
Rescind my.
And so did he like,
Appreciate
was
it.
your mom into it too?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's crazy for me to think of, like, she was not exposed to much culture in Wisconsin.
How did they meet?
They met at the University of Wisconsin Whitewater, which is like a satellite school of the UW. It's like not the main UW.
Yeah.
So my dad grew up in Pune, was like the first person to leave his family, lived in Morocco for a couple years, and then wanted to get his MBA and somehow landed on University of Wisconsin Whitewater.
Well, a lot of these times I've heard people tell stories about like how they end up in these places. A lot of like foreign exchange students they don't know America, so they just choose. And they could choose Boston University or they could choose bumfuck you.
Right.
Exactly.
And they don't really know.
My dad's choices too.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's a weird process where you don't just get NYU.
Right.
That ain't the vibe.
Yeah.
You know?
No. Yeah.
So-
So they met in Wisconsin.
Right.
Did your mom have to like dress Indian ever?
Yeah. Oh, big time.
Right.
Big time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something I used to observe with some other like half friends that we had growing up in the communities. They wouldn't be half. They would be like, no, you're fully integrated into the Indian community. And so
Right.
much to the extent that your white Jewish mom is now wearing bindis, saris,
Always,
wherever she
always.
goes.
Salvar-kameez, all that, yeah.
Okay.
And like, but I remember my mom telling a story of the time she was like most mortified, was getting invited to a party and just like assuming that it was something where all the ladies would be wearing Indian garb, and then everyone's just dressed like this. And she shows up in a sari and felt like such an asshole. She's like, I've never like wanted to just disappear out of my body. Because then she looks like the white lady who's like trying to be like extra cultural. And
Good. That's really intense.
That is
it's
intense.
rough.
I'm laughing because it's painful.
Yeah.
That is a hilarious,
That's unbelievable.
because it's such an inversion of like what the other racial experience is of like,
completely.
oh, I'm the only Indian in a white party and I'm dressed like all funny and they're dressed like blah blah blah.
Right.
So there is something comical about that.
It'd be funny if like she walked in full Indian garb and then she walked in, all the Indians were wearing American flags. Just like all beyond
just those like post 9/11 Old Navy shirts.
Old
Just like-
Navy, eagle, bald eagle.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
They're all in clan robes.
Clan
They
robes
just take it real
and
far.
American pants and boots.
Do you know how risky it is to eat Indian food in a clan robe? You just destroy the thing.
Destroy it.
You got to put it through your
You
eye
know
hole.
how much
just to get them.
turmeric you got on a clan robe?
It's impossible.
But that cross is really burning.
It's
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
It is, yeah.
That's good spices in there. That's crazy. So your mom can speak Hindi.
She honestly understands more than I do, because my dad's parents, it was always his dream for a lot of Indian people, like to get his parents to move here so we could take care of them.
Sure.
And it took a long time, but the year I graduated high school, they moved here from India. And so they lived with my parents for like until they died. So they
great.
spoke.
Hell yeah.
And I give my mom so much credit. Like that could not have been an easy thing to all of a sudden have these people from India who you've met twice.
Yeah.
And you've otherwise like talked on the phone a couple times. Come here. But she got close with them, especially my grandmother, and like they spoke English, but it wasn't great. So I feel like she could probably follow a conversation in Hindi or Gujarati.
That's
Dude,
amazing.
your mom sounds amazing.
Badass.
She's incredible. Yeah.
I'm
Badass.
always so in awe of like the white aunties that I remember growing up who married into an Indian family and they just fucking dove into
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like a Lutheran from Wisconsin or
Right.
whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's wild.
Yeah.
You know?
And she and my grandma were very close. And
Oh, yeah.
I give them credit too, because it's like, the only son, he goes off to the U.S., decides that he wants to marry this white lady from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like other families would have been like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
he was like had an arranged marriage that he just didn't do. He was like,
Oh, he didn't just honor it.
he was arranged to his
can do
cousin before he left India, and
Yeah.
then
Didn't have
Your,
it. Yeah.
your dad
Yeah.
was on track to live the most Indian life ever lived.
Yeah.
And he just kind of bounced out of that.
Yeah, he did.
It's an insane thing, dude.
Did
A
your mom
classic,
beat,
like I left with a
But
suitcase
did your
and
mom beat
$7.
you though?
Yeah.
Did she give you any
The final
Indian style
the
beatings?
final Indian
Indian
culture.
style beatings.
She did not. We did not. We couldn't afford wire hangers. So she had to
First of all,
refrain.
Lutherans also be beaten, by the way.
Yeah.
Like heavy
Yeah.
Lutheran people, they be beaten.
Yeah.
Well, how did your mom's Lutheran family respond to? That couldn't have been gone over easy.
So my grandfather on my mom's side was like, he's racist. There's no other way to
Yeah,
say it. Like
sure.
and apparently at the first time that my dad like came over for dinner, this was around the time of like the Iran Contra affair and all that.
right.
So just like
Set the scene.
Yeah.
Set the scene,
Great.
of course.
so with no context at all, he just like looks at my dad. Like first thing he says, like, so what do you think of the Ayatollah? Like, and obviously, my dad was like, "I don't like him." Like, what are you supposed to say to that?
We got 9/11 questions back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I
yeah.
got a ton.
And we're like, you pronounce Christmas wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
We've said this many times.
I was like, yeah, good job. I liked it.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I was seeing the live tweets as it was happening. You know? So yeah, I mean, it's a classic question. I got questions for like white, friends' moms. You know, like, why are they doing this? You know, that kind of shit.
My ex's mom, I believe, asked my dad just like a similarly vague question, like, "What do you think of ISIS?" And he was like, "They're terrible." Like, but to phrase it in that casual way of like, oh, "What do you like? Do you like Weezer?" It's like, what's he gonna say about ISIS? Like, I like their older stuff.
Yeah, I like their old shit.
Well, yeah, that's insane. That's insane, dude.
It's not great.
The Ayatollah, that was a hot topic back then.
Big time.
That was
You gotta think. I mean,
T-shirts.
my dad was like the one brown guy in Wisconsin, essentially.
Right.
I mean, there was not. I'm sure it's more diverse now,
Right.
especially in like Milwaukee or something.
Of
but.
course.
Right.
But he looks like he was sent by the Ayatollah.
Yeah, and also he had like a big ass beard. Like he was, he was
in
doing
there?
it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Good looking guy. He didn't have like the full on, mullah
Yeah,
look,
right,
but like
right,
he
right.
was.
And he would yell Arabic at the locals. I mean, it was just, I don't know what they were. Chill guy, though.
He'd always wear his backpack on the front of his body. And
The front back.
it was a little unnerving.
Always packed, too. What?
The garage was always filled with fertilizer. Strangely, I don't know what was up with that.
Well, Wisconsin farming. It's
Don't you know? That's insane, dude. This is a very dynamic guy, your dad.
yeah.
And not a time when brown people really wanted, not really in the, mix in terms of romanticism.
No.
Your mom, I mean, he's a charming dude to have been in Wisconsin. Hello, ladies.
well, what was their meeting story?
I think that it's literally like they walked past each other in the hall at school and smiled at each other, and then they had a mutual friend. So my dad was in like an international students club or something like
Right.
that, and my mom knew someone in that. I think there was like a mutual friend connection sort of thing. And then they started dating and hit it off, and
I'm getting kind of horny hearing
Dude,
about this. I'm not
hard
gonna
as fuck,
lie.
dude. I got you, bro. I got you,
It's
dude.
like
I love this
because
story.
I'm imagining the encounter.
thank
of
God
this
Pranav's not wearing those shorts.
hot brown dude.
Thank God, the exact opposite.
Hot
of that.
brown dude, probably really. Mom was probably
Yeah.
pretty hot too, like Wisconsin farm girl.
Hell yeah.
Fresh off the farm.
What are you
First
doing?
brown guy
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
ever seen.
Woo.
It's like, ooh.
It's hot. Let's go to the
It's
barn
hot.
later. Yeah. You want to
Yeah.
shop
Yeah,
some
but I
corn?
think they all. I think once they met my dad,
I'm fantasizing about your conception right now, which is odd. I grant you. I'm sorry about that.
but it is one of those things where like all of life is random. But when I think about like how my parents met, what are the odds that those two people ever meet each other, let alone like
So good.
have kids and all? Like I
so good.
shouldn't exist. Was what
It's
I'm saying.
America, baby.
It's
Yeah, it's true.
your dad is fucking. Thank God he's had game, dude.
It's true.
You know what I'm
is
saying?
true.
Like
It's true.
most Indians.
Well,
back then,
I don't know. He might have had game, and she's also was from Wisconsin. So, like,
Sure,
how much
sure.
game does one need,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
Yeah, you're the interesting guy.
Yeah, you're the interesting
He
guy.
could have been like, I know Hindi and Urdu. He's like, that's two languages.
You're coming from similarly background places.
Yes.
Backward places, you know? It's
Right.
like,
But I think honestly, the like shared thing between them was they both like put family before everything.
Okay.
And so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's like the reason that my mom was on board with helping out with my grandparents is like my dad would have done the same thing for her
Sure.
parents.
Hell yeah.
So I think that was kind of the bond. Like in India, family is such a it's just like commonplace that you live with your parents and like all
it's
that.
at the end of my high school, my grandmother came and
Yeah.
lived with us as well.
My
So-
mom housed every old person that's ever been in our family.
Yeah.
You know, like if they turned 70, there was like a mom and my mom, get over here. I'll
Yeah.
fucking feed you. And, they pray. They're so
Yeah.
old. They pray sitting down.
I will
They
tell you
can't
a
do-
great story about Dadi, about my grandmother and her. So she was much more religious than my dad. She always had her little Quran, her little prayer book.
Her little
And
Quran,
she-
huh?
her little
Huh?
Quran, yeah.
Her little cute little
Quran,
stupid
huh?
little Quran.
Just a little,
huh?
just a little
stupid
your
ass
little,
Quran.
like your little skits. You know what I'm talking about. And she would always ask me to like read passages to her, and I kept explaining. I was like, Dadi, like I don't know how to read Arabic, and she would ask me for years and years and years. And so finally, it was like she had this light bulb moment, and she hands me her Quran, and she asked me to read a passage. I was like, Dadi, I can't read Arabic, and she's like, No, you have to read from right to left. I was like, Oh, now I read Arabic. Thank you so much. What a silly mistake. That's what I was doing wrong. Unbelievable.
That's hilarious.
It was so good.
That's
Like
hilarious.
she figured it out, like, oh, because she would always be like, "You're so smart. Why can't you read this?"
Right to left.
Yeah, it's like,
can't
oh,
be real.
what a simple mistake.
Can't be real.
Glad we addressed that. Now I can read Arabic.
Oh, gays are stupid. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks,
Yeah,
man. That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
She spoke Gujarati in the house. Oh, that's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
dude. Old auntie. Yeah, I had many old aunties in my house growing up. Just my mom would always just have them.
Yeah.
And they'd always fly over and just live at our place.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good energy to have. It's a little. You see mortality. You see a little weak, like a.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when my grandmother Nani G, who I loved. I like really adored this woman.
Yeah.
I'd been around her a lot throughout my life, and then finally she came to live with us for a little while towards the end of her years. But she just wasn't used to being in America. And sometimes we'd just be sitting there, and I'm watching like Saved by the Bell or some shit, and the phone starts ringing, the cordless phone. My grandma just looks at it she's like, why is that rock making all that noise? It's like, what is that?
No, it sounds like
Dude, I had a story like this, but the great aunt was staying. She calls me over. Hey, go buy some ice cream. She gives me like $1.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom, this is not 1925 where this could buy an ice cream.
my God.
This ain't gonna do shit, honey. It's the same kind of they don't live in the world.
No, and I feel bad saying it, but it's like, when people talk about having kids and they're like, oh, you're like seeing the world through someone else's eyes. Like when they moved here, so much of the world that we take for granted just fascinated them. Like the first time they saw an escalator, they didn't know what to do with it.
Right.
Because they were in Pune with not money at all. They didn't travel. They didn't go anywhere. They obviously there are parts of India that are very nice, but they didn't see them.
Right.
They spent their whole lives in one city.
I remember people would go to the malls in India when they first started popping up just to ride the escalator.
Yeah.
It was
It
big.
was like a roller coaster. They're putting their hands up and shit, wee,
And then there's the old lady don't get on them devil stairs.
Yeah.
Powered by Satan.
Satan stairs.
Satan stairs.
You're too good for walking.
God gonna lift you, buddy. Oh my God. Really, because the world started changing rapidly, not after them. We're used to rapid change. We're in the space of rapid change. Information era, silicon chip. After that fucking thing got created, but they were not. The world was much more simple. It was moving at a slower pace.
Did you have to do labor for your grandparents?
Not a lot that I remember. They when they got older, they needed help with you have to help them up and down the stairs and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But not a lot that I can recall.
Yeah, because my grandmother, she would come and stay when I was a kid, just for a little while here and there when she was younger. But I always had to get on massage duty.
Oh, 100%.
And so
really?
she had arthritis.
Yeah.
So and
Me
she,
too.
oh my God, press my legs.
My labia hurts.
Okay, just calm down. All right.
Oh, what?
Labia.
It can be our moms, but it can't be our grandmas. Pranav, choose a side, dude. This is Nani G, okay?
This is Nani G we're talking about here, okay? Just relax. Jesus Christ.
We've come on every family member in our lives.
Oh, God. You're fucking Genghis Khan or something.
Wow.
You're fucking a
Guys,
horrid
clean it up.
person.
This is not a Cubs game here. Let's
Tighten
it up.
What's going on?
Wow. I'm
That's
shamed.
like a wholesome story.
I'm shamed on Mango Back. Can't believe this happened. The day it happened. I'll do it again. I stand by it. I have no shame.
You're not going to retract any statements.
He's like, I'm standing in the riff. And then
That's a beautiful story.
Then as a wise reward, she would just jack me off a little. It was nice. Okay. Hey, I'm trying to stay in it. Okay, you did it. Now I have to do it. I'm staying in it. We're in it together.
But you said it so sadly.
There's no man left behind.
That was so sad.
It doesn't matter.
And then she jacked me off. And- yeah, that happened.
I'd give her a happy ending, Listen, you do it, I have to do it. That's it. There's no man left behind, okay? If I can try and stop
you were behind. Well, that's beautiful, dude. I didn't know you had Jelly with you. I had no idea. You didn't tell me about this.
I did. It was always a trip. It was great. It's good to have your grandparents around,
Bro.
Yeah.
For Indian grandparents especially, you get close with them. They always want you around.
Well, and
them.
it sounds horrible to say. So I never met my mom's mom. She died before I was born, and then my grandpa on my mom's side died when I was 12. But my grandparents were alive, but in India. So I had met them once when we went to India when I was a kid. And then otherwise, before the internet, we would literally record ourselves into a cassette tape and mail it to them so they could hear us talk. And I always felt kind of cheated out. Not that I wish they weren't alive, but I was like, why can't the grandparents who I could conceivably see be the ones who are alive? Because I have no relationship with these people in India.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
But so I'm grateful that they moved here. It wasn't easy on my parents, but
Right.
I had no relationship with them.
Sure.
To that
You
point.
said your maternal grandfather was a little bit racist.
Yeah.
Did he come around much at all when you were a kid?
Yeah, no, he for sure. He ended up being close with my dad.
Okay, that's great.
Come
Yeah.
in,
I
download.
think that's good.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. They all across the board, all the grandparents
You're
were.
and that's why to this day I hate black people.
Yeah.
Actually.
And my grandpa's taught me a lot.
I mean, it
fishing
is
trips.
honestly, it's fucked up to say, but I think that if my mom had brought home a black man, he would not have ever come around on that.
Right.
But somehow an Indian person is a non-threatening ethnicity, and
Right.
he's,
So insane.
It's awful, but it's true. I mean,
His hair's straight like
Yeah.
mine or
yeah,
something.
yeah. and apparently he doesn't like the Ayatollah, so that's major.
Okay, that's
major
big. That was
positive
big.
points. Yeah.
That was one of his checklists.
yeah.
Okay, so they ended up being close.
Yeah, surprisingly.
That's insane.
But the funny thing, he could not say my dad's name.
I was gonna say, what is your dad's name?
My dad's name is Maksud.
Maksud is
So he'd
nice.
say Maksu.
Maksud.
Just there's no D there. Maksu.
That's cute.
Yeah.
He sounds cute, dude.
Yeah.
I like this. And so when you're coming up, right?
Yeah.
You had this life. You had this fucking life that was very cultural.
Right.
But you've told me before that you never really had the interest to learn Hindi, or you never understood it. Well, how did you not osmosis it? It seems like you were always in Indian events. It was always.
I don't know. I mean, the language thing never quite came across. I do feel like culturally, I probably like know a good amount, but I don't know, man. I mean, I don't have a good answer for you there.
Shit.
It's okay.
It's totally fine. I don't have to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you have to. The parents have to put in that effort. That's not really on you. You know what I mean? 'Cause when you're
Sure.
a kid,
And I
it's
would
like-
have. I think it's because it wasn't spoken in the house. Like,
Yeah.
if my mom had somehow expressed an interest in learning Hindi, I guess maybe we all would have like
It would've been a
collectively
nice
learned
little
it.
fun.
But I wish that in retrospect, I wish that it had been spoken more, just because I'm sure my sister and I would have picked up on it growing up.
it's
Because
like
when you're a little
that's
kid,
that's only a regret you have as an adult. Because you're like,
Yeah.
I wish I had more culture in this way.
Right.
When you're a kid, you're like, I don't want to fucking.
Ew.
No, yeah. You're like, I want to fucking play Ninja Turtles and
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
But
Your
it's-
culture was Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
But it's
Right.
interesting, like you're saying before, like I haven't experienced racism towards me, but if anything, I've been like around people being racist about Indian or Pakistani people because they don't know that I am.
Like such as.
Well, I remember I was like working at a fucking orchard in it was
you know, the wokest place one could be.
Jesus Christ.
it was like a fundraiser for something I was doing in college at some orchard in New Jersey. I don't remember what it was for. But anyway, some guy just casually used the term dot head.
Oh, I haven't heard
And
that
I was
one in a
like,
while.
That
damn,
was-
like you
it's a
haven't
rare
even like
one.
upgraded your racism
Yeah.
to newer
Dot
terms.
head.
Wow.
And I remember getting like really heated and having to like
Heated.
Yeah.
Oh, you said something to him?
It's turban head, sir.
Yeah. Like, sir, I am a raghead technically, but sir,
I came in hot with the, my dad is Indian, and that's like incredibly offensive.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey,
what do you say?
I don't remember.
what? Oh, this was a good. Come on. What?
I threw an
fight
apple
him?
at his head. I don't know. Like however you
we
want
went
that
back
story
to
to
picking
end.
apples. It was an
Yeah.
orchard. Nothing happens there.
I thought I just casually dropped that I worked at an orchard.
How did you work in an orchard?
It was one day. It was one day at an orchard.
One day at an orchard.
I just wanted to get my feel for migrant
It's like
work.
a Langston Hughes poem. One
Yeah,
day at an orchard.
exactly.
Where someone said dot head.
Yeah, someone said dot
Ah,
head.
too. My brown brother.
Yeah.
Dot head is such a. It's not.
It's-
that-
it
It's
doesn't
like
have any
lazy
ring to it.
racism.
it's not a
Yeah.
very compelling racial
Right.
slur. You know.
I think the best one I've ever heard, and none of them are good. Curry Muncher has a little rhythm to it. Curry
Yeah.
Muncher, but
It's all very descriptive.
it's not good. We don't have any
Yeah.
good ones.
There's some new ones. Pajit is now a new one.
What's that?
What's that?
I think it's like very tech based. So it's like white tech racists who like work in,
Pajeets.
like, yeah, they call like Indians Pajits because that's like, it's an Indian
What does it even
sounding
mean?
name. It's just like
Oh.
Indian sounding.
Oh my god, this is so
Pajit.
dumb.
Yeah.
It's just people who create racial slurs aren't funny people. They're not.
No.
they're
No,
not
no, no.
good
No,
at.
that's
They
true.
don't have good word economy. And
No,
stuff.
they're like Donald
Right.
Trump.
Yeah,
like
I
people
know.
like Donald Trump's. I mean, Donald Trump's little Marco. That's not a lion Hillary. I'm like, these are old timey folk. There's not anything funny about them.
Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe. You know,
Yeah. Old Ted cruising for a bruising. Like he's dumb.
Lion Ted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you never experienced racism in that way. That wasn't part of your life.
No.
Straight on, direct hit.
No, the only thing I can even recall that I felt racist at the time was like from an Indian dude.
Yeah. you got a
nice.
splash effect.
Yeah,
From who?
yeah,
So
yeah.
What do you say?
There was a kid on my freshman floor in college named Sagar.
Okay.
And he invited me to a party at a place that he called the Brown House, and I was like, that seems off. And he was like, that's just what they call it. And so like it was me, him, and this white girl, Kim.
Hell yeah.
And we went to this party, and like everyone there was brown.
Right.
And I remember this kid, like, just kind of like looking at us weird. And I come in, and he first thing he says is, "What's your deal?" And I was like, "I don't know what that." He's like, "What?" I was like, what does that
Hell
mean?"
yeah, right.
And he goes, "Are you Indian?" And I was like, I'm half Indian. My dad's Indian." And I was like, "My dad's Indian. My mom is white." And he goes, "Oh, that's okay." I wasn't apologizing. You asked me what my deal was. What's the matter with you?
He was short, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Every
That's
time.
Always, dude.
5'5", dude.
Always
5'5" below.
There is something very specific about the short brown man.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
very fucking salty.
Because
Yeah.
the racially we were not sexualized or seen as
Right.
sexual.
Yeah.
Plus, on a universal level, you're short. Oh God.
They have a big chip on their shoulder.
Huge,
you know?
huge. Those guys get stocky so quick. They'll start working out heavily.
Right.
Become little
Exactly. Become little chodes.
little graham cracker chodes, right?
Yeah.
You guys bragging about how much they can bench. It's like, yeah, because your arms are a foot.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that much work to get it up there.
Yeah, dude.
I know I'm speaking from a place of tall privilege in this moment, but
Yeah, you're what,
6'1", you piece of
6'1".
shit. Get that 5 out. Keep that 5 out your fucking mouth.
He became his grandpa in that second. 6'1", you piece of shit, little dot head. I mean, sorry.
I love that you think people in Wisconsin talk like they're from Alabama.
Yeah, exactly.
Every race has the same accent. To me.
Oh.
I would never.
Oh.
That accent wouldn't work with the Midwestern.
Man, I love me these dang Green Bay Packers. I can't get enough of them.
Well, the Midwestern accent doesn't work well for racism. You know.
Yeah, I
all
guess that's
these
true.
dot heads don't you know? It doesn't have
Yeah.
the same
Yeah,
ring.
yeah.
It's true.
You know,
And weirdly, your Wisconsin accent just is an Indian accent.
wait, is it?
Yeah.
I'm not good at accents, bro. We've established.
You said, don't you know?
Yeah. Don't you know, brother?
I feel like Wisconsin,
Dude,
like
dot
Midwestern.
heads.
I feel like Midwestern people really aren't that racist. They're very polite people.
passive aggressive, baby.
They
Yeah,
are
but
probably
that's
racist.
worse. It's
Yeah.
like Southern racism where it's like they'll be polite to your face,
That's what
but
I
then,
think, yeah.
you know.
It's like a more subtle racism because in the South they have. I mean, I don't know. Indiana is like the home of the Klan. There's
Right.
more Klan
Sure.
people in Indiana than anywhere else, actually. But
They all love
when I think
basketball.
about like Wisconsin or something, it's like okay, yeah, you're different, but they're not going to be an outright bigot to you.
Wisconsin is like racism out of not being exposed to enough people.
Right,
It's like
exactly.
if your worldview is just all the white people you know, of course you're not going to be that open to what other people
Exactly.
are doing.
Having your dad have stories would be interesting because he's got random stories like just
Dude, I
every
did.
day.
I mean, you probably saw it like during COVID. I would do like a weekly interview with him.
Yeah.
All for the time that I was quarantining with them. And
oh yeah, what was his
Mondays with Maksud.
with Maksud?
Nice.
What was his craziest kind of story about this kind of stuff of him in the?
He told me his story about when he first came to the States that he had like a layover at JFK and spent a night in Harlem in like the 70s. And I had no idea about this. He had
Was
all
it that
these
bad?
stories. Yeah.
Yeah, and back then it was
Yeah.
it was
He
rough.
was like in like East Harlem now isn't great. East
Right.
Harlem in the 70s was like he's lucky he didn't get
shanked.
something. Especially I'm sure he very clearly looked out of place as this guy like with this big suitcase.
Yeah.
Looking around like he has no idea where he's going.
That's
but
fascinating.
back then he had that Ayatollah energy. They were like,
Yeah.
"Don't fuck with him. He's with the
Yeah, I
Ayatollah."
heard about that Ron Contra.
Yeah, you know.
no telling what's in that suitcase.
It looks big. Dude, that's fast. And so why was he in Harlem? He had a layover. That's like
Yeah, because he had no money, so he took the 7 layovers. Like probably flew from like
Yeah.
Morocco to London to New York
That's
to
what
Chicago.
half the planes
Yeah,
crashed
yeah.
on
He
the way.
literally took like 5 planes to get to Wisconsin.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Nobody's ever tried
done
that
that
hard to
much.
get to Wisconsin. I don't
No,
think.
no.
I've taken 7 planes out of there
Yeah.
to leave the
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Yeah.
What's an amazing fucking story. I mean, your dad, it's like, I feel now bad calling you not Indian because your dad is the most Indian man. And it's almost like by osmosis, you already have a lot of it just
Right.
in you. You know?
And he's so, I feel like a lot of immigrants who have done well here feel this way, but he's like the most proud to be an American person I've ever met.
of course.
Yeah,
of
so is
course.
my dad.
Yeah.
My dad's hardcore.
My dad
about
too.
it.
We don't have the same values of racial energy with
No.
the dad generation.
Yeah.
Classic, of course. They're like, I just love money. Okay, like
Yeah.
make money, man. Stop
Yeah.
being not money.
Right.
True.
And so that's all they really care about. So, but we're like, what about our place in the culture? It's like, who gives a fuck? Fuck.
Yeah.
In their eyes.
But your parents were tougher on you in terms of like pursuing comedy, right?
Yeah, of course. My mom hated America so much that she forced Bengali down my throat.
Yeah.
It was her hate that propelled the Bengali.
Yeah.
My
And
mo-
perhaps your comedy.
maybe my comedy, of course. My mom is the reason for many things in my life.
Yeah.
All good, all bad, I think.
Right.
But my mom came here and she was like, I hate this place. Take me back. I hate this.
Do you think she was like predisposed to wanting to not like it? Like she didn't even try to like
Dude,
it?
my dad told me a story about how she's like, this bitch was so excited on the plane over here.
Yeah.
She was so excited for America. She on the whole way from Bangladesh to America. She's like, I can't wait. Oh my God, I heard all about this place. This is gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
And when she dropped down, it was like cold. And she was like, 25 years of I hate this place. Like 25 years I shouldn't have
man.
never married you. It was
Well,
like
do you think things evened out in Texas because it's hot there?
she likes Texas more than Canada, but my dad took her from Bangladesh, Dhaka, Bangladesh, to
Yeah.
Victoria, Canada
Oh,
in
fuck.
December. Bengali
That's
bitch
rough.
That
comes off. She's like in the plane. Everything's all AC'd up. Ooh, new life.
You're just not setting people up for success.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm the sister that made it. I'm the sister that made it. She walks off. One gust of wind. She's like,
Well, it's like
let's
when you
get-
hear the 2 main places that Somali refugees go are Maine and Minnesota.
Minnesota,
Like, what are we
yeah.
doing?
It's weird.
That's a really weird thing.
It's crazy. Well, it's where the Christians are who proselytize and bring them over.
Right,
to,
bring them. But that's true.
Right.
That's definitely
But the Somalians in Minnesota is for real. Like you see that.
and
for real.
Maine.
Yeah. They also have a weird way of eating. Have you seen a Somalian eat with their hands? They don't eat with their hands like this.
Yeah.
They do a full like elbow.
Yeah.
Like in their wrist.
Oh, wrist deep.
They eat it like
They
that.
do like a salt base sort
Bro,
of.
but it's like nothing bay about it. Bro, it's like their fucking elbows.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about. By
And
the
they
way,
eat like they smear it under their face.
when my mom first went to India, she got like how to eat with your hand lessons from my dad because my dad was like, "You will be accepted if you know how to eat with your hands." And they like trained.
Yeah.
It was like some like Mr. Miyagi, Mr. Mamawala.
When she got back, did she start eating white foods like that, like mashed potatoes and turkey,
just eating Midwestern casseroles. With,
green bean casserole?
That's hilarious. Even the water. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? That's fucking hilarious.
yeah,
Your mom is so fucking just.
they're
shit.
great. They're great people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I have mucho respect for the white aunties out there who like just fucking dove in. You know, I'm
Yeah.
a little disappointed she didn't beat you, but like you know,
There's still time.
Yeah.
there is still
You know what
time.
I'm saying?
I mean,
Not
if she
even
had,
once,
I'd
not
be
even
much
once, not even
funnier.
like one. You're like, bitch.
Well, what about your dad? Did he
I mean,
ever
she would
rate-
get mad at me. She was like, could be stern if
Open
if needed.
dialogue right now.
Yeah.
You know.
time out.
Time out. I'm gonna join you because we're equal. Your dad.
I
never-
love that fucking Russell Peters joke from that special way back in the day about like how, his friends would get sent to your room. You remember that? Like,
go to your room.
yeah.
Fuck you, bitch. Take your bitch.
What am I gonna do with him?
This guy's out of control.
Fuck you, Dad.
Yes,
What the hell did you say to me?
I'm gonna call child services.
So good.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that white shirt special.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
unbelievable.
Special around the world.
Getting sent
That
to your
like
room.
changed my life. I feel like
Yeah.
that special.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't.
No, please,
I
please.
think getting sent to your room, it's like a very more modern way approach to punishment. Whereas where our parents are still more primitive, where it's like, no, it's corporal punishment. We beat them, and then they've learned the lesson. We're not sending them to a room to do nothing, to be
hang out.
unproductive.
Right.
In fact, white people when they got to the room would hit themselves. They would cut themselves. All this emo shit would happen.
Or beat off.
Onto themselves.
Yeah.
And so they did their own thing. But we room. I never had a room. There was no like, oh, this is my room.
Your own private
What?
space, your own suite.
This is my property, Dad.
Yeah.
Bro, I didn't have my own in my room. My
Yeah.
mom had her pictures of herself. Like, dude, I didn't have a place where like, oh, this is my shit.
Yeah.
There's no room for my posters.
Usama gets in his little race car bed and turns on the TV.
His little-
plays
his little
Nintendo.
rickshaw bed.
None of that. Rickshaw
The
bed.
race car bed. My mom drove a race car over my bed once, dude. It was
my
insane.
God.
There was no. My mom had her like vanity mirror in my room, so when
Yeah.
she was getting ready, she would use my room. Like there was no space.
This is gonna
for your
sound so
boy.
corny, but like I feel like I like respected my parents so much that just knowing that they would be like disappointed in me was enough motivation to not be an asshole most of the time.
That's amazing, dude.
That's so
That's called
nice.
parenting. That's like good. That's
Yeah,
a full
that's
house.
like good
That's Bob
parenting.
Saget parenting.
Yeah,
That's really
R.I.P.
nice,
Did
dude.
you hug your dad a lot?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh man,
Dude, what is this, dude?
that's awesome.
We
love
went
this.
on a trip to Europe like as a family, as adults, like maybe 8 years ago, and we were like walking through Belgium or something, and my dad just goes, "Why don't you ever hold my hand anymore? You remember when you were a little boy, we used to
I'm
hold
about to-
hands?" And
I'm
I was like,
about to cry.
"Because I'm 26."
because it's creepy,
Wow.
Dad.
But it was completely earnest. It was like very, it was like a real question.
And then did y'all hold hands a little bit?
No, but I thought about it.
In Belgium, it's where you go.
Oh yeah,
When in
Yeah,
Belgium.
there it's fine, I guess. you
Yeah.
know?
Dude, that's fucking beautiful, dude.
yeah,
Your dad hugged you.
yeah.
Wow. And didn't beat you afterwards.
No,
There's no
it
beating.
wasn't a
involved.
trick. It wasn't a. He didn't
yeah.
like.
I think my dad
dupe
did
me
hug me
into-
occasionally. Yeah, not but nah, not
If
really.
it's-
I hug my dad now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I put that down.
You know,
Yeah.
like I'm in there with him.
I'm definitely in there now. My dad made me massage him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That was contact.
yeah,
Yeah.
the labor.
And I would pretend like, oh, we're hugging. This is nice.
That was your fill of physical contact with your dad.
My dad would make me massage him if I wanted a game or something, it was like 1 hour massaging for $1. So if I wanted like a GameCube game like Wind Waker, Zelda,
$1 an hour.
it was insane, dude. And so I had
It's
to
like
do
prison. That's like prison.
Yeah,
not
that's bad.
even.
That's
and
bad.
the commissary was my dad, of course.
Yeah.
Like it was all coming back into my dad.
Yeah.
It was all
It was a
close,
com- it was a
close
company
system.
town.
Closed system, baby. Yeah.
The call was coming from inside the house.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, bro. So I did 50 hours of massaging to get this game, Wind Waker, and I put it in. It didn't work because like it was like
Your hands or the game?
the used GameCube.
Yeah.
So the GameCube was used. So the moment I got the game, I put it in. Didn't work.
50 hours.
50 hours for $50 for the
I feel
game.
like you're like legally a massage therapist.
Yeah.
Just in
There's, like-
Texas.
Dude, legally, I'm a sex slave, dude.
Yeah, that might be more.
That's
Yeah.
what I was, and it was only a sad ending. No happy endings on that massage. But he bought me all these used shits. Like he would buy me this GameCube that was like a sphere or something. Like this is not like it's a bootlegged. This is not the normal shit. My dad was cheap as fuck.
He bought you a game hexagon?
Yeah, Game Hexagon. What the fuck is this? My dad was just not he bought shit on the flea market. He would buy used video games at the flea market.
Right.
And I'm like, exactly the wrong place to buy it because these things are like, back in the day. What the
Right.
fuck? So, but I would work for these things. So it's like an hour of massaging for $1. What's next for you, man? You're fucking
In life?
Yeah, in life. You have the girl now.
Yeah.
You're past the divorce. It's
Yeah.
fucking hell yeah.
Yeah.
This is an open thing. You're at swingers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm
We
saying
just-
it because obviously not, Adam.
Yeah, no.
There's
We
way.
go to these parties, throw our Metro cards in, whatever Metro card. It's hard to
You
differentiate.
guys
They
are
all
too
look the
good
same.
looking to be swingers,
Yes.
though. Swinging, that's like being in a
Disgusting.
union for ugly people.
I don't know how
You know
people
what I
do it.
mean?
How do people have open relationships?
'Cause
Have you tried it?
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it.
It's probably you need to be like a lack of ego. Has to
Right,
be
right,
there.
right.
But can it
Like
last?
not be threatened by anyone.
Yeah, can it last? I don't know. Jury's
Right.
still out. Who knows? Every open thing I've ever done has ended in shambles. So
Well,
we'll see. But so has every not open thing. So I don't fucking
Sure.
know. It could be me.
Yeah.
I'm not a believer in open.
Yeah.
Listen, it's 30,000 years or whatever of human history. This is how it's crystallized. It's like it kind of does make sense. We're not apes.
Well, they hated gays for equal amount of
no,
time.
they didn't though.
And the society
They didn't though. That's not true at all either. That's the whole point of. That's why homophobia is so ridiculous. Is that it's existed and been accepted in many forms and by various
100 years,
cultures.
200 years.
It's
a long time.
Listen, you have the whole Christian order of humanity and all that, but
No, you're right. Meat eating. I mean, there's things. Whatever. We're not gonna get into
Yeah.
it, but it's probably not the best motion for people
No.
in the Western culture.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you grew up in an ashram or something, and who knows, maybe your just ideas of love are different, possibly.
Yeah.
But it's tough when you grew up on the Nickelodeon. And everything's about
Yeah.
to get the one girl and kiss the one girl, and oh my god, it's
Dude,
like,
speaking of ashrams, the first time my mom went to Pune, that was like around the time that Wild Wild Country
Oh,
shit
sure.
had been going
Yeah.
on, and
Show's
everyone
ashram is there.
assumed,
Yeah.
like my dad was like, "Don't wear red because people are gonna get the wrong idea."
yeah.
or the mauve, the
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
mauve
yeah,
color.
yeah.
Dude, that was a fucking color clash
Yeah.
for white people.
What were you asking? How my life is? What I
No. So
yeah.
you have the girl. You have
Yeah.
the new squeeze.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're talking about the 70s. It came out.
my main
your
squeeze.
main snatch.
Yeah, we're going steady, Usama. She
You
wears
love
my
this
she
one?
wears my varsity jacket. Do I love this one?
Yeah, hell
You
yeah.
pinned her.
Yes,
Love
I
it.
do. Yeah,
It's amazing, dude.
yeah,
That's
That's
awesome,
a beautiful
man.
thing. It's a beautiful thing to find true love again.
And
Yeah.
you've got an album coming out.
I do. It's called Statistically More Relatable.
Okay, I thought,
Amazing.
I thought it was called
Is that the name?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I thought it was called "Fuck That Bitch" or something. Statistically more. That's great. That's very Adam.
Yeah.
It's very Adam.
What was your first album called?
It's called One of the Good Ones.
One of the good ones.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can see that. I can see
Yeah,
that.
and it included a photo of my now ex-wife. Good for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it's the album cover, immortalized.
It's so funny. My girlfriend now will always like joke with me. She's like, "So when are we doing the photo shoot?"
Yeah,
for
the
the album
album. Oh,
cover?"
that's fun. That's fun.
God damn it!
And you're like,
All right,
you're
I
like
deserve
B-sides
that.
only, bitch.
I deserve that.
I mean, that would be amazing. And then it would be amazing if you got married and divorced, and then you just got married again, and this became your career.
Well, I gotta generate material
You
somehow.
have like,
I mean, what do you want
you have
from me?
like 10 albums, and it's just with 10 different women on the
He's
cover.
the Taylor Swift of
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
Just all these fucking.
But I do have a joke that's like, I have one album about getting married, another about getting divorced. I'm the Casey Musgraves of comedy.
Right. Casey Musgrave. That sounds like a deep cut.
It is,
Why
but
not just say Taylor
it's one of
Swift?
those like 10% of the people get it, but if
Right.
they do, they fucking love it.
Okay.
And it's worth it for that.
Okay. I would use Taylor Swift. I think that would have hit the joke more hard. I think.
Maybe I'll try it.
Try it.
But she's not divorced though. That's the difference.
I think the construct is still there, but you're
Right.
right. It's a little. It's
Like
more
one album about being happy, one album about a breakup, one
Yeah.
album about Adele. That could work.
Adele.
Let's just workshop this joke right now. Forget the podcast. Let's figure out this tag.
Dude, I fucking love you, man. I fucking know
Love
you
you
for
too,
years, and you're always a good hang, always a good vibe, always good energy. I'm invested in your happiness.
Appreciate you.
And you always seem to always have these things together. So when you got divorced, it was not a bad thing. I'm sorry. It was just nice to see you in a different straight.
I get it. I get it.
There's little layers. I like people with like a little gunda in them. And
You need that dark shit
a little
to fuel
dark-
the comedy.
darkness.
That's the only.
And when I saw that, I just loved you 1,000 times more. I'm like, this is a guy. This is a motherfucking
Well,
guy.
I feel like I stayed authentic to, and then like I was still doing it in like a positive-ish way.
Of course, yeah.
Like I didn't become like this brooding, like Robert Pattinson and Batman, just like sulking around. I feel like I was still myself.
Yeah, I never saw you as like a disingenuous,
Right.
But if you punch somebody, I'd cheer,
Yeah.
I'd be like, hell yeah, Adam is really fucking feeling
Have you
it.
punched anyone before?
I punched a hole in a wall because of a Cubs game.
Oh shit!
And I am
seen this guy, man.
I'm very competitive with sports, but I'm like harder on myself than other people. Like when I played tennis, I would like break rackets and like be a punk.
Fucking some Johnny Mac action
Yeah.
there,
Okay,
huh?
I'd turn her a racket. Okay, damn.
Yeah, I was like a great teammate, but like mean to myself. It's just classic comic sort of thing, right?
Right.
Like you're harder on yourself than anybody.
For sure.
You're the kid from Toy Story, the bad one, Sid, who just keeps destroying shit. From their perspective, every racket's like, he's Hitler. Adam is Hitler.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing, dude. You're coming up. You're fucking coming up.
I'm trying.
You're coming up. You're the workhorse comic,
if you would stop booking all the roles that we both auditioned for,
He's coming in that too. He's coming in that too.
I know. Sorry.
Bro, he's jumping in. Joe's looking more Indian by the day. Fucking get ready, bro.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Listen, it's gonna go to one gay Indian kid.
Yeah.
He's gonna get all our roles.
I mean, if I don't open for Hassan pretty soon, I'm gonna quit comedy. What are we doing here?
I can foresee a moment in our lives where there's a new Indian comic. He's the big one. He's the fucking non-binary, one-legged, heartthrob, and he gets his own show, and we're all gonna be in line that one day for the dad character. All of us in the same line. It's gonna be a weird moment. I can see it happening right now.
And you're gonna book it.
We love you, man.
Love
Seriously.
you too, guys.
Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. It's a great time.
Any
Appreciate
final things about being having half Indianness, having a dad who didn't beat you?
I'll tell you one
words?
final story that I was telling Pranav the other day. When we moved to New Jersey, the town that we lived, my parents still live in Hillsborough, New Jersey. It was like not a lot of Indian people at that time. And so when I was in 4th grade and I first day of school came back with this, it was called like a friend finder. It was basically like a phone book just with like the other parents' numbers. My dad flipped through the pages and cold called Indians. Any name that looked Indian to him, he just called him up and was like, hello, my name is Maksud Mamawala. I've just moved here with my family. We want to get involved in the Indian community. Like, where, because there's no like meetup, there's no internet at that time.
Yeah.
And so some of our best family friends to this day is from my dad
Hell
cold calling
yeah,
Indians.
dude.
Amazing.
And guess the last name.
What, Mama?
No, their
Papawala.
last name.
Oh,
Patel.
Other one.
ready.
Shah.
Shah.
The Shah
Classic.
family has been our friends for 30 years because
Fuck
my
yeah,
dad
dude. But
randomly
so many
called.
unfriended Mullus in that book.
Dushyant
Because
and,
the names are all like
yeah.
Thomas.
Dushyant and who else?
I feel like an ass. I'm forgetting her name. But Dushyant was the guy that the dad that he called.
Dushyant.
Nice.
His name is
Yeah.
movie fight sound.
Yeah.
Amazing. Dude.
Dushyant is I had one of my OG Indian friends growing up. Dushyant Singh.
Yep.
Dushyant. I got some Dushyants in my
Dushyant.
life.
I never read Dushyant.
But hey, shoot your shot. You got to find the Indian somehow.
I love
Amazing.
that, dude.
That's amazing. Your
I
dad,
love that.
Your parents have been the star. I love your parents, dude.
They're the best.
What a beautiful
Yeah,
mix.
same.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. So great.
Dude,
Hey.
thanks for coming out. Where can people find you?
At Adam Mamawala on all things social media. So
At Adam Mamawala.
there's an A every other letter of both names.
Yeah.
Adam
I'm sure it'll be in the
Holy
description.
fuck.
You'll find it.
It's spelled exactly as how it
Yeah.
sounds.
Album coming out soon.
Album coming
Yeah.
out. It's called
Called Statistically More Relatable.
Statistically More
Dot
Relatable.
head the album. Get into it. Okay. Good shit.
It's going to be great. Adam's hilarious. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in to Mango Bay. Remember to subscribe to us across platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube. Rate us the reviews. Keep the love coming. We love
Yes.
you guys.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. We love Adam.
again. Great
Come
guy.
again. Peace.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for fucking pulling up, man.
Of course, man. Thank you.
Your Mango Bay.